everyone. Today is Ask Away Wednesday, where we answer your questions around data governance, data security, and how Alter pertains to all of that. Today's question is, how do open source data governance connectors and integrations make it easier for companies to build an integrated data stack? So James, I don't know if you have any thoughts or commentary on that. I'm sure you do.
I do. Yes. I think one of the biggest challenges that we've seen from companies, both large and small, is getting hyped up on buying, tool sets without thinking about how these tool sets are going to interoperate together. We've seen a number of blog posts and LinkedIn posts which talk about picking the right tools and don't buy a tool just because a salesperson is trying to sell you a tool there. But if you do have a set of platforms and tools inside of your company, the best thing you can do is to try to get those all to interoperate together. We've seen proprietary tool sets make proprietary connectors between these different items, whether it's a ETL tool talking to a catalog to pass lineage, or some kind of quality tool working with the ETL to try to do interoperations together. But I think what we continue to see is when you build a proprietary tool and you integrate those two things together, it almost always comes down to, great, this achieved my first feature or integration that I wanted to, but now I want to do 6 other things. And those 6 other things might be very specific to that particular customer. And so as the connector provider, or if the proprietary tool itself, it can sometimes get very, very long to continue to kind of iterate on these cycles. So having an open source connector which shows everybody how authentication works between the two platforms, shows everybody how the API calls need to be made, shows folks how to take results back from those API calls and process them, I think really gives the foundation for interconnectivity. And then each individual user at these companies can pick and choose which features they need to have and supply those back to the area. So it's really about giving the flexibility and the power for these connections to those end users, if that makes sense, Chris. I mean, I think that's one of the beauties of open source, is being able to take it and kind of change it for your needs and then publish that back up in case somebody else has that exact same requirement.
I think the other thing, just at a higher level, is in a world where budget's getting hard to come by, there's no reason why these two systems shouldn't be able to talk to each other. Right? An example is the data catalog and the Alter policy automation. Why would you hire a full-time engineer or full-time employee to make sure that the policy that's defined in your catalog is implemented in the database when you can just use this open source connector and tie the two together? So in this world that we're living in right now, just being able to harness that automation is probably immensely valuable. Well, it's not probably, it is immensely valuable for our customers.
Yep, I agree.
So that's that question. We hope it answered the question. Tune in next week. We have a lot more of your questions. Also, like, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments below with any other questions that you might have, because we're always looking for questions and we'd love to answer them. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.